From LPM,
Louisville Public Media.
Meta's AI infrastructure is bringing jobs to local communities like Los Lunas, New Mexico. Phil, who grew up in Los Lunas, has seen the positive impact that Meta's ongoing $600 billion investment in American jobs and infrastructure will bring.
I had to travel for work, missing moments I can't get back. Then Meta opened a data center and brought new jobs. Now, I don't worry about missing out anymore.
Learn more about Meta's investment at meta.com/buildingamerica.
Last year, Instagram launched teen accounts, which default all teens into automatic protections for who can contact them and the content they can see. And we'll continue adding new safeguards for teens to help give parents peace of mind. Explore teen accounts' automatic protections and all of our ongoing work at instagram.com/teenaccounts.
Welcome to On Track. I'm Aisha Jaffer. Louisville Free Public Library has a new executive director, Heather Lowe. She stepped into the role last month after 11 years with the Dallas Public Library, where she held several leadership positions, including interim director. She brings more than 16 years of experience in libraries and archives, along with a master's degree in library and information science from UCLA and a master's degree in fine arts from the Cranbrook Academy of Art. I spoke with Heather about her path into the role, her hopes for the Louisville Free Public Library, and some of her favorite winter reading recommendations as we head into this cozy season. Well, thank you for being here, Heather.
Thank you for having me.
So what initially sparked your interest in library work?
You know, I think I came to libraries in a very similar fashion to most people in libraries, which is not straightforward. I think most people come in sideways. They're doing something else, and they get a job in a library and discover how amazing libraries are. For me, I was a big reader as a kid, but very much an outdoor cat. So didn't spend much time inside in the library, but I went to school in Northwest Georgia, studied art, and there's not a hot gallery scene in the mountains of Northwest Georgia. So I really started using the library to support my art studies. And then when I went on to grad school to study for my MFA, my fellowship there was in the library. And that's when I really discovered my connection to books and library service and how that can play out in people's lives.
Can you share a bit of your journey so far in this work?
Sure. I did my Master's of Fine Arts. I'm fully thinking that I would be a studio professor. The funny thing about that now is I thought, academia is so political. So now I work for local government. My early library career, because of my arts background, was in university libraries. So I worked for University of Michigan's Art, Architecture, and Engineering Library, and worked in UCLA's Special Collections, archiving the collections of landscape architects and artists. And then I was looking for jobs, and there was an opportunity in Dallas to become the manager of the Fine Arts Division. And that just seemed like a really special opportunity to take the subject matter that I loved to the public and work with working artists and kids that love art and people who love craft. And so that's what I did. And you know, once you go public, I don't know if you ever go back to that academic world.
What is it about public?
I think there's something just so special about the public library, and particularly in this country. If you think about its place among other educational institutions, it is the only place where we don't have a curriculum, we don't have sacred texts. The library staff are just there waiting for you to come in with your questions. And then we walk with you along your journey to find answers. And I just think that is such a powerful way to impact people's lives in a myriad of directions, whether it's starting a business or learning to knit, or you just love bats, whatever it is. You know, there's a way that the public library can enrich your life and can connect you to other people in your community.
Yeah, like guides to knowledge, really.
Exactly.
Wow, I love that. And you stepped into this executive director role just last month. What has this transition been like, and what drew you to this position at this moment?
I was really searching for a home. I had been in Dallas for a little over 11 years, and love it there. I have lots of friends and really made a community there, but I was missing trees and hills and really wanted to find a place that felt a little more like home. And Louisville has lived up to that for me. People have been so warm and welcoming as I have been out in the community meeting folks and meeting staff. And it's very clear to me that people in this city love their library, and it's just really wonderful to feel that support already.
Well, I mean, you sort of talk about the community, and I know it's early, but what so far has stood out to you about Louisville Free Public Library and the community here?
Again, people really use the library and use the library in every single community and use it maybe in different ways. I had the opportunity, I think when I was here on my interview, there was a class with a local baker who makes sourdough bread, and she was getting, about 20 people started on their sourdough starter, and there was not a single person from a similar background in that room, and yet they were all together doing this activity. And a few weeks later, they came back and they baked the bread. It's just really remarkable how well the community comes together in our spaces.
Was that outside of the library? That was part of the library?
That's part of the library.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we have a Charlie card at our southeast location.
Wow, that's really cool.
Or southwest.
So you're coming in during a time of major transition. The main library is closing for a year of renovations, and the Portland Library has just reopened after more than 2 years of work. How are you approaching these early changes as you settle into the role?
So I don't think there's ever a period of time for libraries that's not a period of change. And so I think it's really about sticking to the basics, which is making sure that our library staff are out in the community and listening to what folks are looking for the library to supply for them.
And Mayor Greenberg has been very vocal about supporting and investing in the library system. From your perspective, what does that emphasis mean for the Louisville Free Public Library, and what priorities are you bringing into your first year?
I really want to make sure that our staff are supported, because what is a library without the people that are in it? I think that's the magic of the library. You don't bring your kids to the library just to get the book. You bring them to the library so they can have the experience of being really excited about dinosaurs with the staff at the library and really inspire that love of reading. So I think really our two big focuses are going to be providing community learning opportunities, especially in that early literacy age, and making opportunities for really intentional social connection so that people who maybe haven't come back out in the community can find ways to meet their neighbors and make meaningful connections.
Yeah, I mean, you can do sourdough starters.
Exactly.
I was trying to think in that vein. I mean, what is the wildest thing that you think people don't know are in the library that happens at the library?
Oh, such a good question. I could go on for days. How long do we have? I know we recently had a puppetry class, so you can learn puppetry, and there's going to be more of that. We have a new chef in residence program that is starting at our Northeastern branch. So you'll be able to learn from that chef. And, we have telescopes and binoculars that you can loan out. So I think there's a lot that you can find at the library that people wouldn't expect.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I went over the spooky holiday season, and met the Goat Man as a character. I was not expecting that. It was quite a surprise. So I want to get to the heart of the passion that drives your work, which is books, of course. And as we enter winter, the coziest season for reading, do you have any book recommendations, either recent titles or classic favorites?
Sure. So if we're really thinking about those cozy books, cozy mysteries are very popular these days. And one that I think will really hit the nostalgic bone for a lot of people is Murder by Cheesecake. It is actually a Golden Girls mystery. Dorothy finds her date in a hotel freezer, and the mystery ensues from there. And I think you'll find that the book is very respectful of those characters that we all love. There's also Something Whiskered by Miranda James. So if you're looking for a story of newlyweds stumbling into a mysterious death, lovely Irish landscapes, and some feline friends, both living and ghostly, you might take a look at Something Whiskered as well. We also see a lot of people coming in interested in bookshop mysteries. So there's The Secret Christmas Library, which truly is for the bookish at heart. It's the pursuit of a missing tome in a Scottish mansion, and our fearless protagonist gets locked in over Christmas night. So very, very seasonal. And then if you're really a romantic at heart, you can take a look at Yours for the Season by Emily Stone. It's a charming story, perfect for those who might be vacillating between rekindling an old flame and revenge on someone that recently broke up with them.
That sounds like a classic.
Exactly. And perfect for capturing that generous holiday spirit, right?
That's awesome.
For those who are, fans of those friends in their lives that both make them laugh really hard, but also sometimes get them in trouble, I'd recommend Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal by Megan Quinn. From the publisher, they say, nothing says I love you like trespassing, public humiliation, and a town-wide Christmas spectacle.
Oh, these all sound really fun.
When I think of cozy, though, I really think of just being cozy. So for me, I know we have some people who love nonfiction out there. So a book I really enjoyed this year is The Service Berry, Abundance and Reciprocity in the Natural World by Robin Wall Kimmerer. It's her follow-up book to the really popular Braiding Sweetgrass. And I really love it because it takes a look at nature and how sort of abundance and sharing in nature is a real theme that we can learn from and apply to our own communities. And I think that captures the spirit of the winter holidays. Personal favorite of mine, one of my favorite memoirs ever, is A Woman in the Polar Night. It was published in 1938, written by Christiane Ritter. And it is the memoir of an Austrian woman who sets off from her very civilized, somewhat posh life to join her husband in the Arctic Circle at a Danish outpost. And she spends a year really being changed by the environment and the experience of being that far north.
I'm really jealous of her. That sounds really fascinating. What an adventure.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It starts off with a scene of her with all her trunks on a steamer, and spoiler alert, she doesn't make it to the Arctic with all those trunks in tow. And then finally, for nonfiction, I might recommend Awe, The New Science of Everyday Wonder and How It Can Transform Your Life by Dr. Keltner, which takes a scientific look at awe and how awe and recognizing awe in our daily lives can be transformational.
Oh, that sounds beautiful. Very mindful.
Yeah. Moving, being grateful right now and moving into the new year. I think it's a good way to set the tone.
Well, for yourself personally, you were talking about cozy. Do you have a favorite reading ritual or way of winding down with a book, especially during the colder months?
I love a rainy or snowy day where you can just get under a blanket. And I happen to have a dog, so I feel like a furry companion is a great way to make an excuse not to get up off the couch. If they're napping on you, you can't move, so you might as well keep reading.
I have one of those too, so I do that often. And I'm guessing now that I thought about it, now that I asked that question, in Dallas, you probably didn't have a lot of colder months.
Not so much. I feel like the reading season there is actually the summer where you it might be sunny, but you don't want to go outside.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I know you've been here a short time, but have you discovered any Louisville or Kentucky authors you're excited to explore, or any other local reading recommendations?
Yeah, so we have an author here in town, Jenny Kiefer, and she actually has a horror bookstore called Butcher Cabin Books that I encourage everyone to visit. But she just released Crafting for Sinners, which is set in the fictional Kentucky town of Kill Devil. And I think would be a great read for fans of survival horror. The main character gets caught shoplifting in a megachurch-owned craft store in her small town. All kinds of spookiness ensues.
Yes.
There's also a great new debut novel by Sarah Leidenwich called The Fire Concerto. And it's really an ode to the power of music, and it is both lyrical and page-turning, which I think is difficult to do. And it follows the story of Claire Bishop, who hasn't touched a piano since a concert hall nearly took her life a decade ago. And so she is refinding her love of music through an unexpected inheritance.
Wow. Any others? Any others that you got excited about?
Yeah, so there is also Lover Forbidden by J.R. Ward, which is set in a fantasy town, and a near-death experience sparks a risky new love. And it is the next installment in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series.
I like all the mysteries and the spooky and the things that you're going to follow along on all of these adventures. We have a lot of inventive thinkers.
That's right. And I would encourage everyone to remember that you can have a cozy read just in your headphones. So, check out all of these in Hoopla or Libby, and you can listen to a cozy read just like you can curl up with a good book.
That's right. For listeners who are excited to explore more of the library, are there any programs, events, or resources coming up from the Louisville Free Public Library you want them to know about?
Yeah, absolutely. So currently we have our Books and Brews series, which you can visit our website to find out more about that. But it's a combination of books, coffee, and beer. And who doesn't love those things brought all together? And it really celebrates love of reading for adults and brings back some of that spirit that you may remember from the scholastic book fairs of your youth.
Oh my gosh, that was like my favorite time. Absolutely. And I know you mentioned like there's a chef, there's other things. Is there things that we may not think of that are coming up in this winter season?
For kids, we have the Once Upon an Orchestra series. So kids can visit the library and see a real live orchestra right up close and personal.
See, all these things with the library that I didn't know you could do. It's really fascinating because you think books, but there's so much more learning. And before I let you go, as you look towards your first year, what's something you're most looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward just to getting to know the community better and to be out and visiting folks and hearing from everyone from staff to community members to leaders what they're looking for in their library, and also looking forward to having 4 full real seasons.
I'm looking forward to that for you too. Well, thank you, Heather, so much for being here on Track.
Thank you so much for having me.
On Track is produced by Louisville Public Media. Our production team includes Michelle Tyreen Johnson, Laura Ellis, and me, Aisha Jaffer, with support from Rebecca Feldhouse Adams, Amina Alahi, and Alex Biscardi. Our music is by Kojin Tashiro. Find more at LouisvilleOnTrack.org. And remember, being kind is free. That's the start of community. Thanks for listening.
Support for this podcast comes from LG&E and KU, who know that when the lights go out, it can feel like a full court press. But staying in the know is an easy win. Update your phone number in the LG&E and KU mobile app or in My Account. If the power goes out, you'll get play-by-play texts from 454-358 with outage updates, safety information, and time estimates for power restoration. Can't text? No problem. They'll call the landline on your account with the same updates. So you're never left in the dark. More at lgne-ku.com/outages.
The NFL is back, and FanDuel's got everything you need to play your game, from same-game parlays to live betting. Right now, new customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. 21 plus in present and select states. 18 plus in Kentucky and Wyoming. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.